I'm with Coach Dave Miller, head coach of the Fairmont Firebirds. Another season starting off, same opponent, Alter. Let's talk a little bit about this coming game and how you guys are ready for it.
Thanks.
How important is a rivalry game to the players, especially having it kick off the school season on a Thursday?
Well, it's great. From a motivation standpoint, you really don't have to do much to get them ready for that because that's been a focus from day one. It has for them too. I know that, but you can't get ready to go play in an environment like that, against a crosstown rival. I don't know, but yeah, so it's great. I think it's we kind of thrown around the idea of not maybe doing that week one, but I can't think of a better way to start your season. It's just really awesome. So we're excited.
The Malik Hillen era is over. What are the plans at quarterback?
Well, we have two guys, battling right now, senior Dylan Krieger, and then we have a sophomore, Brock Baker, that are really kind of neck and neck at this point. We've got a pretty good idea how we're going to manage that, game time, but both guys have really done a good job all summer and really the off season. Brock's a baseball or basketball player, and then Dylan was a lacrosse player. So once they both were done with their other seasons, they came in and hit the ground running. And it's been a really good competition. The guys really pull for each other, and they kind of complement each other in a lot of ways too. So we'll be okay. I mean, losing Malik that's a hole for sure. You have a 3-year starter, but both those guys have stepped up, and I think they're gonna whoever wins the position, maybe it's both of them. I don't know. We're not sure yet, but it's going to be great regardless.
All right, 147 yards versus Alter last year, 1,533 yards on the season. Will Drew Baker be utilized any differently this year?
No, I think same role. We've tweaked our offense a little bit here and there, but the focal point, for a lot of what we do is our fullback. So, and he's flexible too. I mean, we played him a little bit last year at some halfback. He's going to see more of that. We have some plans on that as well, but Drew's, probably 15, 20 pounds heavier this year. He's done a great job in the weight room getting himself ready. So should be exciting.
So Poe, you gave the team a breakaway speed at the running back spot last year. How will it be used this year?
Well, the same. I mean, he plays a halfback for us, as well as Owen Olson, and right now Asa Dunleavy at our Z. All three of those guys have done a great job too, and so certainly has a lot of talent. Has made it in the state in the high jump and long jump the last couple of years as a freshman and sophomore. So, and good football players. He's more mature this year mentally. And I think that's big, for his development. That was one thing he had to work on, and he's done a nice job with that. But we've got three solid halfbacks there with, Charles Myers is right there if needed, kind of playing a utility role all over the place. But so that should be exciting too.
So who will be the wide receivers this year?
Well, that's kind of by committee. I just mentioned C.J. Myers, Charles Myers. I mean, he's probably, if we had to go today, he'd probably be our starter. But we rotate quite a few guys there. And they understand their role. I mean, these guys are kind of the unsung heroes of our team because we ask them to go out and block and block and block. And then every once in a while you get, thrown a ball here and there and you're expected to catch it. And these guys understand that. And, they've really committed themselves. I think Carson Copley is a junior. Probably best hands on our team, so if we do need to throw it to either one of those guys, that shouldn't be a problem. And then Paul Watkins came back out this year. He's battling in there too. So we'll be okay there too.
On defense, a couple of conference performers are at linebacker Dalton Gusweiler and linebacker Tyler Adkins. Can you talk about their importance to the defense?
Yeah, I mean, they give us stability there. We graduated a pretty good group of seniors. Last year, so those guys being returning stars, I'd add Owen Russell into that mix too, kind of provide some stability for us up front. We have a couple guys in the secondary, Cameron Payne, Dawson Cahill, that are coming back. So, we don't return a lot on defense, but those guys are great leaders, and they've done a great job really from the beginning of our off season. kind of setting the tone. I think our whole senior class has. So we have 21 seniors, and they've all contributed in a big way, and we're really excited about that. So it should be good.
Who are some other players to watch on the defense that have impressed you in the August workouts?
Other players on the defense, I mean, I mentioned a couple already, with Dawson and Cahill and Cameron Payne with our secondary. I think if we look at linebacker-wise, we're going to be, senior laden there too. We have Aiden Penix, played some last year for us, working at will linebacker. Holden Barlow played really running back for us last year. We moved him over to defense, and it took him a while to really kind of figure out what we were doing, but he's starting to kind of get the hang of things over there, so that's going to be big. Grayson Holbrook, another starter I forgot to mention, another senior playing either linebacker or safety or even corner, pretty flexible there. So, there's quite a few, and there's a lot of competition on our team this year, and Gavin Prophet is a sophomore. He's come in and he's battling. We got Stevie Doty back out. He's playing some corner for us. Zach Gagel. I can mention a lot of guys there, but so competition's been kind of the key word from day one, and I think both sides of the ball, we've had a lot of it, and that usually results in good things when you have that going.
Okay, final question. What are your thoughts on Alter losing a 1,000-yard rusher and having a sophomore quarterback returning for his second year?
Well, number one, the quarterback's really good. He started as a freshman. I think maybe eight or nine of their games last year. Didn't start in the opener, but I think he came in like week 3 up at Archbishop Hoban. So, state runner up there. So he has game experience, and like I said, he's really good. They graduated quite a few guys, but over there, it's a tradition factor. You know what they say about tradition, it doesn't graduate, and I know Coach Domsitz going to have them ready to go. So they're young, but when you turn the film on, you see a typical Alter team. They're flying around, they're physical. Their kids are they get to the point of attack in a hurry, and they're angry, and so it's going to be a huge challenge. But we've had great games with them the last several years, and this shouldn't be any different. So.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with me this afternoon, and good luck on Thursday.
No problem. Thanks, Norm. Appreciate it.
I'm with Ed Domsitz, the head coach of the Alter Knights. Coach, how important is this rivalry game to the players, especially having it kick off the high school season on Thursday?
Well, it's definitely one of our biggest games of the year. I think simply from fan support among our student body, it's probably the biggest game of the year. We've got a number of rivals, but anytime you're going up against Fairmont, right here in the city of Kettering, it's something special, and we're doing it in front of probably about 8,000 fans. So not every high school player gets to enjoy that kind of a venue.
Un-Alter-like, 6-6 record last year. Would you consider that a rebuilding season?
No, I think we struggled a little bit in the beginning. I think we came up. We had to get some replacement teams for teams that backed out because of COVID or whatever, for whatever reason, and they were some pretty tough teams. I mean, we lost to Fairmont, to Hoban, to Baden. McNick beat us, and then of course Miamisburg played an amazing game against us. We came on strong. We were able to win out, and against Fenwick, Carroll, and Chaminade, and then we got the 15th seed, and we were able to defeat the 2nd seed Monroe, and they were a very good football team. So I think the kids, the key to that was the fact that kids kept on playing. They kept believing. They kept trying to get better. It paid off in the last half of the season.
Sophomore quarterback Gavin Connor threw 870 yards last year as a freshman. What areas do you hope to see improvement from him this year?
Well, I think decision making. I think technique. I know his arm's stronger. He's a good runner. He's quicker. He's stronger than he was a year ago. So in terms of improvement, I would say decision making, which you would come to expect after a young man was a starter as a freshman, and along with the decision making, his ability to run the football. We like the quarterbacks to be able to run. So he's in that that process where he is maturing, and we should see improvement from week to week.
How would you replace 1,000-yard rusher Chase Stone?
Well, I think we've got some kids there who can fill in those spots. The key is, do we have an offensive line that's going to allow any one of those backs to come close to that accomplishment? So, with Jacob Schaefer in the backfield, he has a good amount of experience. We've got Ethan Willits, and Ethan will play back there at times, and then we've got we're sort of the other position is going to be sort of by committee. We've got three young men who are one junior and two sophomores who are going to get some playing time there. They're not the biggest kids, but they do have some quickness. So we'll see. I think, as I say, I think it's going to come down to offensive line. If the offensive line comes around, and we're not real big, obviously, if they come around, we'll have some success on the ground.
So who will the primary wide receiver targets be?
We've got some good wide receivers. Mentioning them, I think right away you look at Michael Russ, you look at Carter Sheets. We've got Andy Duplain. Those are three right there that jump out. John Tieman's coming along. Jimmy Nagel. I'm sure I've missed one or two there, but. William Nassif, he joined our team. He's a senior, his first year. So I think that there are some kids who are going to be catching some passes, and it should be good. Joe Dorley's a tight end, sophomore tight end. He's got some great hands. So Gavin's got some targets.
On defense, who are the players you expect to lead by example and make the biggest impact?
Well, I would say primarily our seniors. Jay-Sean Maxwell on the defensive line. Ethan Willits is a linebacker. We've got Sammy Miller in the secondary. Who else do we have over there? We've got, I mentioned Ethan. I think that, Jacob Schaefer at the defensive end. So, those are kids. Leon Penson, who's one of our offensive linemen, but he'll see some action on defense. So I look to the seniors, even though we only have 6 of them. I look for the seniors, particularly on defense, to step up and serve as a catalyst in offense and defense.
Final question, Coach. As for Fairmont, new quarterback, but Drew Baker at running back. What do you expect defensively to stop him?
Well, what I expect is they're going to dive the football. They like to run the dive. They're going to run the football. Coach Miller he's very patient. He can pick up 3 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, and got a first down, and he's happy with that. I think they will run it. I think they will also run some option where the quarterback will keep or pitch. I think they will run some play action passes. They'll maybe no more than 3 or 4, but I think they completed all 3 of them last year against us. So if you fall asleep and you start thinking all they're going to do is run, they're going to pop that pass out there and hurt you in a crucial situation. So I think you have to cover all phases of the game, and like any team that's successful against an option offense, you've got to cover all 3 options: the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today, and good luck on Thursday.
Thank you much.